welcome to this week's episode of Life Coaching on the Move. I'm your host, Fiske, and today, for the first time in 2021, I'm recording this outside on a dog walk, which is something I often do because I passionately believe in nature and movement and being outside and getting vitamin D. And I often record this because that's where I'm most creative. And I don't script write, I just speak from the heart. So this is where I do it my best. This week's episode is all about putting our energies inwardly to developing ourselves and not giving it outwardly to other people and worrying about what they think of us. So it's all about building your confidence. I hope it's helpful. Actually, I'm just timing this as I go up a hill. That was probably bad timing, wasn't it? Excuse the huffing and the puffing. Visit the website www.milestone-coaching.co.uk and you can find all sorts there. Workshops, online programs, blog, and all about the different services that's on offer. If you find this episode helpful, then there are 90 plus previous episodes on loads and loads of life lessons and subjects. Please feel free to visit those. And please, the only thing I ask is, if you do enjoy today and find it useful, perhaps share it on your social media, because one of your friends may also find it useful just at this time. Thank you so much. Let's crack on to this week's episode of Life Coaching on the Move. Today, although we're only in March, it is an absolutely gorgeous day. So I thought I would take the opportunity to do one of my outdoor recordings on a dog walk, which I haven't done in a while because we just haven't had the weather and it's so cold on my hands. So you can hear the dogs in the background and the sun is shining and the bluebells are trying to come through, and it really does feel spring-like. In fact, actually yesterday when I was driving along, I saw a sheep who had quite literally just had her lambs, just given birth. There were 3 tiny little lambs still covered in gunk. One was trying to stand but wobbling and falling, and it was just the sweetest little scene. And it spontaneously, without knee-jerk reaction, without any thought whatsoever, split reaction was to make me smile. It just huge smile across my face instantly, almost like a Pavlovian reaction. And I was thinking afterwards, what makes you instantly smile? I know many of us love photos and footage of kittens and cats and puppies and things like that, but in life generally, what makes you react that way, that gives you sheer delight, sheer happiness and joy, without any thought or consideration whatsoever? Because if we know what those triggers are, we need to seek them out, don't we? And try and surround ourselves with more and more of those things that make us really smile, give us absolute joy. On up from there was a field. It sounds like a proper farmyard, doesn't it? But it was just literally 2 fields. The next field were lots and lots of metal enclosures or houses or whatever they're called, I'm not sure, with pigs, and loads of pigs, and they were all outside, big pigs, outside in the dry mud. It's not very wet, and one had a little litter of piglets, tiny little piglets, a little group of them, and they too, they're so sweet. We've got to seek these things out, whether it's bluebells in the woods or watching the blue tits nest in a box outside your house or whatever it is. It's just surround ourselves with those little wonders of nature that just fill us with sheer joy. It's so good for our soul. Actually, I wasn't planning to say any of those things whatsoever. So going back to last week, I started with the question of what one thing have you done today to help increase your confidence. Similar, really, I'm going to ask the same question, slightly varied. What one thing have you done today and in the last few days, actually, to increase your happiness? Because I think, spring is here. Let's all try to enhance and develop our happiness. Yesterday, the children went back to school. In a couple of weeks, 6 of us are allowed to meet outside and sit in gardens, and it feels like things are returning to some kind of normal soon. It's all feeling optimistic. I'm feeling really positive that it's within touching distance and that we can see daylight at the end of the tunnel. So I wonder if our strategy for the week, or our aim and goal for the week, is to enhance our happiness and really consciously do things, seek things out to speed that process up. So what have you done today to help you on that way? What have you brought into your life, sought out, developed and enhanced? Because we can consciously throw things at it, can't we? Equally, we can consciously throw doom and gloom at it, and we can moan, and we can look at the negative, and we can look at the downsides. That's not helpful. Why would we want to do that? So let's look at the upsides. Let's look at things that fill us with joy. Go out for a walk. Listen to this alongside me, walking outside with the bird song and the sun and the mist coming up. It's just gorgeous. Good for the soul. Food for the soul. But I thought today I would focus predominantly as well on seeking things to make us happy, actually driving that, being in control of that, doing things that will help that and speed that process up. So if you haven't already done anything in the last few hours or the last day or so, what can you do? Sit down now, put this on pause and think about what can you bring into your life to ensure that the rest of today is better than it was headed. Tomorrow is even better, and the weekend looming is going to be a cracking one. What can you do to make that happen? You are in the driving seat. But I wanted also to talk about, I started another one of my 7-week rolling workshops called Life Skills and Confidence, and a lovely group. And I always start the program by asking in what areas of their lives are they most confident, and what areas of their lives are they least confident. And there was a definite thread running through it where they feel least confident. It was all different subjects, all different scenarios. Some felt least confident at work or in meetings or something like that, let's say. Certain scenarios. But at the root of it, they all shared one thing, which I thought was worth talking about on here, because it probably is the same for all of us. It's such a common thing. And that was, at the root of it, were worries about what other people were thinking of them. They think I'm unfriendly and I'm moody and I'm not a very nice person. Or they think I'm not very clever, I don't know my stuff, what I have to say isn't worth listening to. Or they think I don't fit in, or whatever it is. It was all about worries about what other people would or were thinking about them, which gave them real issues with confidence, which really knocked their confidence. Now, I think most of us can relate to that, but let's strip that back. Let's really dissect that. Because we have no proof that that's what those people are thinking. None whatsoever, generally. And we will never, ever know for sure what they are thinking about us. We'll never know because we're not in their heads. And actually, the truth is, if we were to know, the probability is they're not thinking anything like what we anticipate and fear. They may not be thinking anything. They may actually be busy thinking about their shopping list or their to-do list or their family crisis at home or their own insecurities and their own fears. Because actually what we do, we over-exaggerate how important we are in other people's lives. And I don't mean that cruelly or judgmentally, But we assume they're thinking things about us. They're judging what we're wearing, or they're judging our hair, or they're judging our appearance, or they're judging what we say, or what we do, or how we behave, or our background, or anything. But the truth is, they're probably not at all. Because they've got their own stuff. They've got their own insecurities and their own issues and their own demands on their time. And they're trying to remember their own things. So in a sense, we expand how important we think we are in other people's lives. And let's say they do think something about us. The probability is it's not what we think. The chances are it's far less negative. In fact, it may well be positive. The amount of people where you do hear what the other, on reality TV or in clients that I coach, and they talk to their boss, they have it out with their boss because they think their boss thinks X, Y, and Z, which is all negative, and they eventually ask for a one-to-one and they talk it through, and actually in reality the boss was thinking all good things. We misunderstand, we presume and jump to conclusions and mind read, all of which is so damaging. What is it doing? For example, with clients, it holds them back. They stay in their comfort zones for fear that other people will think X, Y, and Z. They won't speak up for fear that other people will think X, Y, and Z. They don't go to social do's, large gatherings, because other people will think X, Y, and Z. So actually, it's not just knocking their confidence, it's actually impacting on their lives. It's impacting on what they do or don't do, where they do or don't go, what they do or don't try or get involved with or sign up for. And yet it's all imagined anyway. It's not a truth. It's imagined in our minds. We hold ourselves back for fear that people will think X, Y, and Z. Which the probability is they won't anyway, because they've got their own stuff. And if they do think anything at all of us, the probability is it's all either neutral, it's fleeting, or it's positive. The probability is it will not be what we imagine it to be. And let's say, for argument's sake, it is so. It actually isn't our business what people think of us. It's not our business what's going on in someone else's head. Nothing to do with us. Anybody can think whatever they like. It doesn't make it a reality. It doesn't make it a fact. It's a passing, fleeting thought that will have gone within as fast as it popped into their heads. And yet, for fear of it, the result is we often then hold ourselves back, stop our happiness, stop our enjoyment in life, stop growing, stop developing, stop trying, stop getting out, stop making new friends, all of those things. Why? Why are we letting what someone might think, huge might in capitals, about us? Why do we stop that or allow that to stop us from doing anything we want to do or try and experience? It's tragic, because the truth is we'll never find out anyway. The doubtful tell us, and if they do, we will be probably wrong. So I guess what I'm saying here is we all need to stop worrying about what other people may or may not be thinking of us. We'll never find out. It's only a passing thought. It's not a reality. And who are they anyway? Are they people that you know, care, respect and admire? Or are they strangers in a social, you don't want to go to the new party in case people think this and this? But who are they anyway? Are they important? Do they matter? And if not, then who cares? Who cares anyway? We are all entitled to our thoughts and our opinions, but that's all they are. They're not truths. You may form an opinion or have a thought about someone that you saw today in a supermarket, but you're not right. It's just your thought. And you will have forgotten it anyway within seconds of leaving that supermarket. And that's exactly what others have towards you. And even if they think what you fear they think, so it's a case of shrugging your shoulders and thinking, so believe in you. What we have to do as an antidote to this is focus that same mindset inwardly, not giving them the power, not giving it externally out to others who may or may not think this or this, but instead focus it inwardly on you and start to grow your own inner self-belief. Start to notice your own strengths and your own pluses, your own competencies, the things you like about yourself. Start to divert that attention instead into what you believe about yourself, the good about you, and focus it positively on getting to know you, getting to like you, getting to feel proud of you, getting to like going out and about with you. And therefore, it doesn't matter what others may or may not think, because you feel firm, confident and steadfast in who you are. You like being in your own skin. You feel comfortable with who you are. So divert that energy, divert that mind space usefully into developing you and getting to know and like you, and being proud of you, and stand up tall and put your chin up and your shoulders back and smile. Make yourself go out there, even if it's just for a little while, and show your face, and just little bite-sized actions to grow it and grow it and grow it, and start feeling really good and really comfortable about what you bring to the table and to the world, instead of hiding yourself apologetically from the world for fear that other people will think X, Y, and Z. So really what I'm saying is grow your own confidence, and you won't then care what others might think, because you're giving all the power away to other people, to strangers most of the time. We mustn't give people our power or our happiness or our self-belief. We've got to grow that ourselves and own that and have that for us and use it to our benefit. And then the rest of the world benefits anyway. But you come across confidently, your work is improved, your friendships are improved, your connections are improved, your happiness is improved. And that filters out, and that's infectious, and others will be inspired by you, and you can help others do the same. So if you've got all that spare energy to worry about other people, stop giving it outwardly and put it inwardly to you, develop you, work on you, and start believing in you. Don't ever apologise to the world for who you are, or put yourself down, or compare yourself unfavourably to other people. We're all equal. There's no good, there's no bad. We're all just trying to make our way. So, now, what one thing can you do today to increase your confidence? Can you repeat that all week and start actually building on it now, strategically throwing effort into it? And I will talk to you on next week's episode of Life Coaching on the Move. If you would like to discuss this or have a coaching session and work on it, then give me a shout. Dawn at milestone-coaching.co.uk. Other than that, have a fab week, and I will talk to you soon.